we're there.
Hey guys. There we go. I was trying to post a comment to let people know we're live. Hi everybody. Welcome down to the Team Be the Change Tuesday night hangout. And we've got some really exciting stuff to share with you tonight. And I know Jordan's going to be popping on here in a minute. Right now I'm here with Chris Reshlow. And Jordan is in Indonesia, but Chris and I just returned from Charlotte, North Carolina, where we had an amazing, transforming, life-changing event there. In case you're here for the first time and you don't know where you are, we are Team Be the Change, powered by Empower Network. So we're a community of visionaries and entrepreneurs that are doing big things in the world that come together as Team Be the Change, and Empower Network is our mothership. And we just had an amazing event there that is something, what was rolled out there is actually some stuff that's going to change the entire industry. When I say industry, I mean the information we're going to share with you pertains to you regardless of what you do, whether you have your own type of business that that's just yours, whether you're part of a company that you're promoting, or whether you're part of Empower Network, or whether you're looking to be part of, to create a home-based business. This information is going to be relevant. And they just basically rolled out some stuff this weekend that's going to change the game regardless of what your situation is. And so we wanted to make sure that you were among the first to hear about it. If you weren't there with us in Charlotte, we wanted to make sure that you were in the know about what just happened. And if you were with us in Charlotte and you're on our team, this is a training for you as well to make sure that everybody that was there, I know a lot of you are pumped, and we'd love to pull a couple of you out tonight to kind of share your experience. And we want to make sure as well that you know what to do with that excitement and how to really take advantage of the momentum that you have coming out of this event with the tool that we were just, that we just got our hands on at the event, so that you can make the most of the next 10 days. One of the things that was rolled out in Charlotte was what Dave Wood is calling the 10K in 10 days plan, where anybody can come into this company, and if they do this exact strategy, can create $10,000 in 10 days due to the easy way that we now have the ability to duplicate and stuff like that. So I know that a lot of people that were at the event that are either new in the team or they've been in for a little while and haven't gotten the kind of results that they're after are ready to hit the ground running, and we want to make sure that you know how to do that. So we have a lot of stuff to cover tonight. Like I said, we want to fill you in on what happened if you weren't there, and we want to make sure you know what to do if you were, or even if you weren't, and also hear from some of our team members as well. So before we dive into anything, Chris, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm good. I'm kind of just waking up from a nap, so I'm kind of still getting warmed up here, still waking up and still processing the weekend. I got back yesterday and had no sleep because I had to catch an early flight and everything, and got back and fell asleep right away at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and ended up waking up at like 4 in the morning and got up and actually was just kind of excited, and so I started working at that point this morning. It's kind of weird. I don't ever wake up that early.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was one funny thing as the day started. And this last event has been, it really was all that it was billed to be, including the VIP training on Sunday, where we learned about mass influence and understanding how language patterning and all of the different belief systems someone has towards people and different ways to communicate help influence people. And that's very important for someone who wants to run an online business or a home-based business or a business offline as well. Any type of business, really being able to effectively communicate and influence your customers and your clients obviously is one of the most important things. So, because if you can't influence them to make a buying decision, then you don't have the business. So that, along with some of the amazing changes that came along with the vehicle that we drive, which is Empower Network, came out with some really cool stuff. So I'm happy about that. And so I'm here, ready to go. And yeah, looks like Jordan just hopped on. So hopefully we'll be hearing from him here in a second. There he is. Jordan, what's up, buddy?
You can't hear him.
Yeah. He can't hear us.
His internet last night, he was in the same place he's at now, and it was awful.
Ah.
It was in and out a lot. So.
Gotcha.
And it was mostly in when he was in the spot he's in right now, but if he moves at all, it goes out. He was trying to show us the view and stuff, and that wasn't happening. Jordan, yeah, he's kind of...
Jordan, you there?
Yeah, I can hear you guys talking about me.
You're just waiting for us to continue to keep talking about you before you jump back in, huh?
Right. I'm curious to hear everything you guys got to say tonight. Oh, you know, life is rough.
I bet.
There he goes.
Dang it. Okay. All right. So back to it, Amy. All
right. Should we just jump right into it?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay. I explained to Chris, too, just so you guys know, my daughter is having a really weird allergic reaction right now and is broken out in, like, these welts all over her body. And so there's a chance I might not make it through the hangout, depending on how she's doing. If we tried to go to the doctor, I was going to take her to the doctor today, and the nurse was supposed to call me back and never did. Then I did a bunch of research on the internet that said that there's, you know, that just use Benadryl, whatever, but by the time she went to bed tonight, it was pretty bad, and so if she walks in here crying, I might just go and take her to the ER or whatever needs to happen there. So just so you know, if you see me disappear. But in any case, I am, you know, what I'm focusing on is her feeling good and waking up tomorrow without any kind of rash. So yeah, so wow. I have a bunch of notes written down of stuff to make sure that I, you know, that I cover everything, and I'm sure, Chris, in addition to what I've written down, I'm sure you're going to want to be, there's probably some stuff that I left out, and that, you know, stuff, I've been real busy today with my kids after not seeing them all weekend, and we actually went to the movies, too, we saw a really good movie. But, so anyway, I have a list of stuff I want to cover, but I'm sure there's stuff that I didn't write down that you'll remember to talk about as well.
Sure.
But yeah, so I want to make sure everybody can hear us because I don't see anybody in the comment stream, and normally by now we have people saying hi in the comment stream.
I've seen 3 people.
Oh, really? I don't know.
I've seen 4, 5, 6.
Oh,
refresh your screen. They're all there.
Okay, it's working now. Okay, perfect. I was like, it felt really weird for a second, not seeing anybody. Because usually people are in there saying, hey. So, hey, guys. So, yeah, who's excited about, you know, what just happened this weekend? For those of you that were in Charlotte with us, let us know in the comments if you're pumped. And who knows, you might even get an invite to come out and share tonight, depending on time. We'd like to pull a few people out and stuff. So let us know. You know, that you're excited, and we'll just maybe you'll get an invitation to jump out and share. So yeah, so we're going to jump right into it to make sure that we get everything covered. And so yeah, I mean, I'm like Chris said, I'm still processing stuff too, but I'm really, really excited about what just happened for a lot of different reasons. And I don't even think, you know, like I said, I have stuff written down here, but I don't have it in a specific order. But I think what I'll do is I'll just start off by sharing about what happened, why I'm in Empower Network, and what I saw that reiterated why I'm here, and so that you guys can really understand the power of what just happened. So back before Empower Network launched, I was at an event, Jordan was there, and there was a bunch of speakers. It was an industry event where there was a bunch of different speakers that would get on stage and talk for a half hour, 45 minutes, and then do like a pitch for a product that they were selling. Every speaker had their own product, and everybody was selling stuff. And throughout the weekend, each speaker would speak. Each speaker would offer like bonuses, like the first 10 people that buy my product are going to get this bonus, or the first 50 people that buy this product are going to get this bonus, or whatever. So the first few speakers had tons of people rushing their table after their talk. And as the weekend went on, the people rushing the tables got less and less because people were running out of money buying all of these things. Well, one of the very last speakers was David Wood. And he pulled a stunt that I've never seen before. Like, I literally didn't even know it happened when it was over. But it was basically, he got on stage with this Mickey Mouse glove on. We were in Orlando, holding a giant check for like $30-something thousand. That was his bonus for winning the affiliate contest. And basically talked about nothing and had a whiteboard where he's like, you should buy my product for $8 million. And then he'd like ramble on about nothing. And then he'd cross off the, eventually he'd lower the price. Like, he'd lower the price to $4 million. And start talking about nothing again. And then a little while later, he'd lower the price again. And anyway, long story short, by the end, he basically said, he did not say anything about what he was selling or anything. He just said, when you have 5 minutes or whatever, 3 minutes, when the countdown timer hits 0, you can no longer get this. It's $49.97, and he had people walking around the audience, his wife and some other people walking around the audience handing out order forms, and he said, you have to have this in the next 5 minutes if or else you miss out. And every single person in that place rushed the stage. Chris knows because he was sitting up there getting trampled by people. And it was bizarre. Like, I committed that weekend to not buying anything because I didn't have any money. I was broke. I barely made it there. I had like 5 roommates at that event and, barely paid for my plane fare. And I was like, there's no way I'm spending money on anything. And yet I was one of the people rushing the stage with my order form. And afterwards I was like, what the hell did I just buy? Like, how did that just happen? It was like this phenomenon that I had never seen before. And at the end, I asked David, as I was walking out of the room, he was standing there, and I said, what did I just buy? He's like, don't worry about it. So anyway, when Empower Network launched a couple weeks later, and he said, I'm going to do the selling for you, which is true. He basically does all the selling for us inside of Empower Network, in the sales video and in the back office for the other products and everything. And so that's what made me decide to get in. I thought, like, this guy I've never seen anyone sell like this in my life. And if he's going to do the selling for me, then I'm in. So I got in, and after being in the industry for 9 years and barely being able to support my family, I got in and started having immediate results just by sending people to his video. And it was just like a whole new paradigm for me. And he's got a gift. He's amazing at what he does. And in my opinion, he's one of the biggest visionaries of our time. Like, if you could see him live, if you saw him this weekend, I mean, his vision just keeps growing. And that's one of the things that I really love about this company too. It doesn't stay the same for long, ever. It's always growing and changing. And he said this weekend, it's one of the reasons why people stay here, because they know that he's a visionary and he's committed to constantly moving forward. And so at the event this weekend, one of the big things that happened was he created a new tool. He decided that there's a bottleneck in our company because there's a lot of people, we have grown so fast and so many people have had success within our company, but most of the stuff that we have available is for people that are on the internet. And he knows that there's a whole market of people who either get on the internet and have trouble setting up their autoresponder or whatever technical difficulties they have and they get frustrated, or there's a lot of people out there that don't even don't even think about going on the internet to look for, you know, people that just work all the time. Maybe they work at a grocery store or Starbucks or something, and they don't come home from work and go Googling work from home and trying to find opportunities on the internet. Like, they don't even know that stuff like that exists. So there's that market. There's also a lot of people in the network marketing industry already that are huge leaders that have built huge downlines by doing it the old school way, which does not include the internet at all. And he looked at that and he thought, what can I do to tap into all those different markets? So he created this tool. And the tool is amazing, and we'll get into that in a minute, but what he did was he showed it to us. You know, it's a DVD that, you know, we'll get more into that in a minute, but he played the DVD, and, you know, people were going crazy. And at the end of the presentation, he started talking, and he was talking about, like, the countdown timer was starting, and in 30 minutes, was it 30 minutes? I can't remember what time the countdown timer was, 30 minutes or an hour. He said when that, he didn't say what anything was, he just said, when the timer hits 0, the price is going up by 20%. And all of a sudden, everybody got out of their seat and rushed to the back of the room, including me, credit card in hand, no idea what I'm buying, no idea how much it costs, no idea anything, like nothing. But everybody was like, whatever it is, I'm buying it. Just like what had to happen in Orlando. And it was bizarre. Like, it was chaos. It was absolute chaos. And he was still talking up in the front of the room, like doing his thing. He was kind of doing a training still on how to use this new tool and everything like that. But I ended up finding a cash line in the hallway. They had one spot open. If you paid cash, you could get it there instead, and the line was so much shorter. So I went to the ATM machine. All of a sudden, there was a line a mile long for the ATM machine, and we emptied out all the ATM machines in the hotel. So anyway, what it boiled down to was he told us that when they placed the order for these DVDs, they ordered 100,000 DVDs from Video Plus, and Video Plus said no one has ever done that before for a first order ever.
And it might be important to note that every major company out there in our industry, without exception, uses Video Plus.
Yeah, they're the go-to company for this kind of stuff, for prospecting tools and stuff. And
yeah, they stand head and shoulders above any other companies out there.
Yeah, everybody, and all the tools are from Video Plus. So anyway, not only did Empower Network purchase 100,000 DVDs on their first order, but they sold them out like that, gone, 100,000 of them. And so it was just, you know, again, it was just like this incredible, you know, phenomenon. But the thing is, like, in the actual DVD, what David was talking about in the DVD, he's using the strategies that we all learned in our VIP training on Sunday. He talked about language patterns and all these different things that, you know, going back, it makes so, like, I'm like blown away. Chris knows he has like this 12-step process that he goes through for every single thing that he does. And I wrote it down, and then every time he would start talking, I'd be like, oh my God, he's doing it again. He does it constantly, and that's why he sells so much. And then going back to like what, you know, how the DVD was laid out and everything, same thing. And then just his, you know, the languaging and stuff that he uses. So this is a really, really, really powerful tool, and it's you know, it was created to have like super, super, super fast duplication, because I mean he did a training on exactly how to use it, exactly what to do with it, and you know, we'll get into that a little bit in a little while. You know, and we want to make sure that the people that were at the event that left there with DVDs in hand know, you know, are clear about that process and everything. But it's basically was created so that now people can go out and duplicate like that. There's people that, even on our team, that have not had a lot of success with their, you know, like I said, some of the technical stuff. They don't like blogging, or they don't want to set up an autoresponder, or they set up an autoresponder but they don't ever send emails, or whatever it is. You don't have to do any of that anymore if you don't want to when you have this tool. So that's really exciting. And, you know, for me, like, I just want to touch on this as well. You know, there's some people I know, and I think, Jordan, I think you're one of them because you had mentioned something to me before the event. There's some people that have no desire to go out and give out DVDs. Totally aware of that, because a lot of the people that are in Empower, myself included, Jordan included, Chris included, we love internet marketing, and that's how we want to build our businesses, right? So some people might be thinking, well, I'm not that excited about going and handing out DVDs. Like, why is that exciting? Well, number one, like I said, it's exciting for the people that want to do it that way. It's exciting to be able to tap into a market of people that might not be able to find us on the internet because they're not on the internet. And for me, what's really exciting about it is, and I've already started doing this, is talking to people that are still in the network marketing industry, that are still building that way, that want to build that way, that don't ever want to build on the internet, and use the DVD for them. And then they're the ones that are going to take off running. Like, I've already talked to some people. I've actually already brought somebody onto our team who has not been interested in Empower Network until now because he doesn't want to do internet marketing. And now he's in. He's all in because we have a way to do it without the internet. So for me, what's exciting is to be able to talk to those people, because if you've been around for a while, you know some of these people. You know people that have teams in different network marketing companies that this is going to be exciting for, because the way that it's laid out in the DVD, the way David Wood lays it out, you know, with the comp plan and everything, nobody is getting paid the way we get paid here. So that lights people up. I know that's been the case for me with the people that I've shared this with. So I just wanted to mention that if you're not excited about having an offline tool, just think about the people that you can, you know, like the way I look at it, okay, I've brought in one MLM leader. My goal is to bring in, you know, like a handful more. That's a game changer. Even one is a game changer if they come and start, you know, really bringing lots of people in because of the way our compensation plan works. So, you know, for me, that's my main goal with this. But I also, you know, I'm definitely gonna, I'm excited to be able to just, you know, hand it to people.
Well, that's the thing, Amy.
Yeah.
That it's a gateway. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of people have difficulty and they get caught up getting their technical side of stuff set up, which we pretty much eliminate almost all technical. However, if you're not too computer savvy at all, sometimes there are certain elements about your business that could frustrate you, and it'll frustrate you to a point where you're not used to navigating many different interfaces, and, you know, the blog, the team site, your email autoresponder, and stuff like that, and people can get overwhelmed and frustrated. And so we want to, what some of this was done for was to alleviate some of that, where somebody can be given something tangible that doesn't require any type of setup, that doesn't require, you know, an autoresponder setup or navigating around through, you know, all this different stuff to just get set up and learn how to market on the internet. And in the meantime, they can contact key people in their circle of influence, and just without having to even get as technical as trying to find the right link somewhere to send them with the right code and all of that attached to it, they can just hand somebody a DVD. They can drop by their friend's place, drop by somebody they know and respect who may be a go-getter, a business owner, or something that would take this seriously. They can say, look, I need you to take a look at this. There's a lot more elements to it. You can even learn how to market online. They got that whole side of it, but you need to check this out. And people can watch this DVD, and they can even, like what Dave was saying, they can build a very substantial income because of the 100% commission model with this quite quickly, even while they're learning. So it's kind of like a learn while you earn thing. So that's the other part about it, because we've had a lot of people that get stuck and, you know, stopped up at the setup part when they're not used to doing all this, because, you know, it's kind of like what Dave was talking about at he said at the last event, then he reiterated it this time at this event, was it's kind of like people who haven't done internet marketing before. It's kind of like a baby that's born. You know, they can't really understand that's going on at first. They're, you know, they can barely see because their eyes haven't developed. They can't see color. They can, you know, they don't know what anything means. They cry when they have to go to the bathroom, when they have to poop, when they have to all that, because they don't even know what it means, right? And so here we are trying to give brand new babies math problems to solve. with some of this internet marketing stuff and concepts, and trying to wrap your brain around all that at first can get very overwhelming for people who are not versed on the computer and use it a lot. And so this was meant to be a bridge for people, where between that time where you're getting started and you may want to do something, you may be excited and wanting to do this, and the time that it takes you to actually learn and implement and understand what you're doing as an internet marketer, you can still contact people you know in your circle of influence and get your money back, make money in this thing, even while you barely know how to do the thing. We've automated it that much. That's what I like that's exciting, because there's a lot of people out there that have been frustrated with, just really learning how to market on the internet, and now they have an option that can get them results right away by handing a DVD to someone saying, look, you just need to watch this. It's that simple. So that's what I love about it. And the cool package they have right now for that is awesome too, because it gets someone, the core products, ticket to the next event, and a set of DVDs to use to hand out to like 20 or 25 of the closest friends or circle of influence, and it could just get them a jump start, really cheap, and really cheap event ticket as well. So I'm loving this, and although, and like I said, I'm an internet marketer. Now, I used to build that way before. I used to build the old school way. I used to be in a company where my upline leaders would tell us, don't do the internet stuff. That stuff doesn't work. It doesn't duplicate. You need belly-to-belly stuff. The real core of this business is belly-to-belly. For a long time, I bought into that, and I never really had a lot of success, although we did have some success and built our company to our business to a substantial team, even up in small little Fairbanks, Alaska, where we had this DVD handing out process down so much to where essentially by the time we got done, we had such a small population of like 30,000 people or something like that, but by the time we got it, it was like we were handing out DVDs and our team was handing out DVDs and people in our team were handing out DVDs, and it duplicated so well. But it was like before long, everybody had been given like the DVD like 3 times, anybody that we knew. And so obviously, rule number 1, don't do this in a secluded town in Alaska where your next closest town is a 5-hour drive, because it's tough to expand locally. If you're somewhere where it's very remote, then it's probably going to, just being real, being honest, you can still make a very substantial amount of money in a market that size, but the growth is tough. However, the perfect thing is, if we had the internet side of it, now flip this around, had we brought all those people in and then said, look, we also have a solution for you on the internet. It takes a little bit longer to get started because you got to set up some stuff, but once you learn how to do that, you can branch out globally. Then we could have probably sustained that business. So you could still start wherever you're at. It doesn't matter how large your town is. And obviously, your town, if you live somewhere, where there's more towns and cities around you, then it's not a problem even to just totally build locally and offline. So we did this process of handing out these DVDs, and we really got it down. And one of the things we did was Dave actually called me on stage while everyone was going back there buying these DVDs, and we actually walked people through the same exact process we used back then that worked so successfully to hand out the DVDs. So we were actually showing a proven business model, which was tweaked a little bit with some of the influence formulas that Dave now has learned and understand and was teaching us on Sunday. And so we now have that process for you. And the perfect thing here of, like I said, I love to do internet marketing, and I'm not necessarily going to go off and just be handing out hundreds and hundreds of DVDs. But what I do know is that I do have a pack of DVDs, and I am going to be handing it out and mailing them off to people that I know with a handwritten note saying, look, this may not be your thing. People have been asking me what I do, wondering how it works. A lot of people always thought it was just an internet thing, but here's a DVD if you want to know more about it. It's going to explain all about it. And this is something that you could do without having to understand all the internet stuff. There's a lot of people like that. So it's really exciting. And here's the best part about it all. He showed us the DVD on the big screen at the event. And that thing is amazing. That thing converts. I think anybody who's there can agree, and we'll probably bring a few people on here later that saw that DVD as well that can confirm that and get their thoughts on it, because that thing was so clear, so concise, and now with how well Dave knows how to sell, he's putting that right in there and making it as easy as somebody going, no, well, you know, you can learn how to market on the internet, but if you don't want to do all that, or if you need to take your time with that while you're learning how to market on the internet, just take this DVD and it's all right there, set up, ready to go. And it sells our core products right there. So it's not just the $25 front end, but it's actually selling our Inner Circle product at the same time along with it as a core product line. And that's awesome, because that's not just $25 residual income, it's $125 residual income. So yeah.
And it's a whole launch kit. If you go, there's a whole website just for this, people are using this process. It's a separate funnel. It's a separate website. And what's cool about it is, like, it has those two products, but they also get DVDs and an event ticket. It's like I'm not even sure if the event ticket is in there. I just went through the page today. It's because it's just been live as of yesterday. But what you do is, on the back of the DVD, you put your username in a box on the DVD. Do you have a DVD there, Chris?
I do. I'm grabbing it right now.
Yeah. So, like, on the back, you put there's a box to put your username, and so after someone watches this, they go to this website, fighttheforcesofevil.com, and right on the front on the page is a place to put in the username of the person that gave this to you. So now the person is in the system and they're automatically coded to you. So when they buy anything, you know, you get the commissions. And then once they do that, they get taken to the next page that goes through the whole process. And it's so cool because it's the exact process that we're taught to do with people. It's on that page. So, you know, and Dave did that on purpose. So if someone's reading that page, they're like, oh my God, this is exactly what this person just did with me. And here it is. Like, that's all I have to do. And yeah, it's ingenious. So,
yeah, really.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Chris.
No, that's perfect. That's totally fine. And I was gonna until he hopped out of his chair there, I was gonna, you know, call out real quick on Jordan. But I want to actually show people this thing, and then I'm gonna bring Jordan out real quick because he's actually hearing this for the first time right now. But you guys, this is probably reverse. Like, you guys can probably read this in reverse right now, right?
No, I can hold it up too because yours is all shiny.
Yeah, because I haven't even taken it out of the package yet. But the cool thing is, I want to read this off like this, how cool this packaging even is. The marketing of it, you know, says "Fight the Forces of Evil," which is really cool. And, you know, it says network marketing's dirtiest little secrets exposed, and how these little secrets have kept you locked in an unwinnable battle, quietly stopping you from building the business and life you've wanted. It's your time. DVD inside. So,
and then the back.
The dirty lie that has no doubt stopped you from achieving the kind of success you're capable of is now exposed, and this DVD reveals the breakthrough formula. And yeah, it has all these bullet points that are just, you know, I mean, just total credibility. You know, this breakthrough formula has delivered $105 million in sales since March of 2012, $13 million earners, 23 people have earned over $500,000, 43 people have earned over $250,000, 143 people have earned over $100,000, paid a commission to more than 30,000 people, and events with more than 5,200 people. See the truth revealed. Fight the forces of evil. I don't know. I mean, it's like taking the best marketing concepts that were never even applied offline, because a lot of these were developed and learned through David Wood, and he's taken it to the next level. As people know, he sells better than anybody in the industry, and applying that to an offline tool. We've never had that either. Most of the time when you see a packaged DVD, it comes from a company that they really don't know what they're doing when it comes to marketing. Very rarely do you see that. When companies put DVDs together, the marketing is just not working for this industry too well. There's always a disconnect, and people got to push it really, really hard. But this is top shelf stuff. This will really work. So, Yeah, Jordan, I want to bring you out real quick, man, and you're hearing all this for the first time, so I want to get your initial reaction.
Can you hear me?
You're muted.
I'm muted. No, I'm not.
Yes.
You can hear me?
We can
Yeah,
hear
you can hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
can
can
hear
hear
you
you
now.
now.
Everything's breaking up for me a little bit, so I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to hear me here. The internet is, I don't even know how fast the internet is here. I think
You're coming through fine.
when they put this place together, they were less concerned about the internet and more concerned about the beach and the swimming pool and all that cool stuff. Um, but like you said, Chris, quite honestly, I'm not an offline marketer, so the DVD doesn't personally excite me because I don't see myself handing that to a single person. That being said, I know that there's people, like Amy said, she's got people coming in that are excited about it, and that excites me. There's people that are coming in now that this is what they want to do, right? They didn't want to do the other stuff. This is the kind of stuff they want to do, and for that reason, it excites me because I was even chatting with someone else who's struggled to do the online stuff and has already handed out like 10 or 12 DVDs in like a day. It's pretty cool to hear stuff like that. People are actually getting up and doing things where they were being held back before, and I know the internet, once you learn it, in my opinion, is a lot easier. It's a lot more fun for me, but not for everyone. So for all the people that want to pass out DVDs and meet face to face and do coffee shop stuff or talk to their friends, God bless them. They are going to be excited about this, and I can only imagine what the DVD is all about because Dave Wood actually knows how to sell. So it's probably not just some little informational DVD that tells people all the information they need to know. It's probably got a whole lot of good sales stuff in there. So that's exciting.
Jordan, you got to hear this. So at the VIP training, Dave went through this whole process of all this intricate information about language and all this stuff. And then he's like, okay, someone give me something to sell. This is like towards the end of the day after.
Oh, my God. He just went up to Jordan Belfort, I'm telling you.
So Aaron Rashkin hands him a pen. And he's like, sell this pen. So David Wood goes through his whole thing, his whole 12-step process and all of his stuff. And he had people rushing the stage before he even said how much the pen was going to be. It was freaking me. He's like, this is a symbol. This has been touched by not one, but two million-dollar earners inside of Empower Network. And like he just did his whole like spiel. And this one guy like just came running up on stage, and David's like, I'm not even done yet. Like he hadn't said anything about anything. And I see this other guy like walk over to the side of the stage. He's standing there just waiting for the moment when he can actually buy it. And then so anyway, that's the guy that ended up, like, when he finally said, who wants to, because I only have one, unfortunately, you are going to get to stand on the stage. You're going to be part of this product. You are going to be the person that decided to take this opportunity to, whatever, to claim your dreams. And people were, like, standing up, getting ready to run up there, and he hadn't set a price yet or anything. And he was talking about like $10,000. Well, first somebody said, "How much do you think this is worth?" And someone yells out $15,000. He goes, "Okay, well, that might be a little steep, but whatever." And he like comes down a little bit, and finally, the guy rushes the stage, and he's like, "I haven't even told you how much it is." He's like, "I don't care." And he's like, $1,000. He's like, "Done." So this guy ends up buying a pen for $1,000. And I know I didn't do the story justice, but it was that same thing that happened in Orlando and the same thing that happened when you launched the DVD. It's like, this is the guy that's in the DVD. Like, this is the guy that's doing the selling for us.
That's awesome.
He sold a pen for $1,000, Jordan. This shit was ridiculous.
Like a big pen. It wasn't like a nice pen or anything. It was just a pen. It was like...
It wasn't the bitch with the diamond in it?
No. So anyway, and the guy was like excited about it. Like he was so psyched that he was the one that got the pen, But it was just fascinating to watch him do his technique with something, like an inanimate object that means pretty much nothing, and make it into like this desirable thing worth thousands of dollars. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
So.
That's awesome. So what else happened here? Let's move on from the DVD. I want to know the other updates, damn it. You guys are holding out on me.
You would have had so much fun there, man. This was an awesome event. I came up to Bonnie afterwards and was like, best event yet.
I can imagine.
It was awesome. Really was. To see people so re-energized, it felt like, God, I wish you had been in Atlanta. It felt like Atlanta all over again, didn't it, Amy?
It did. Like the room, and Jordan wasn't in Atlanta, but yeah, the room was about the same size and same shape and everything.
And the feel of Atlanta was knowing we were about to explode. You had this anticipation knowing that we were going somewhere, and that we could barely see the tip of the iceberg as to how deep this was going to go and how amazing this was going to be. And every event has had a certain feel to it. It's like I could close my eyes, and if you put me back in a certain event with my eyes closed, just by feeling the energy around it, I could tell you which event it was. They all have a distinct feel to them. And this one, it's like the energy was so similar to Atlanta, and no event had been that similar before. And so we knew that there was something coming. It was just so inevitable to see that, but yet it was different than Atlanta in a sense that Dave was so streamlined with what his vision was and what he's doing and laying to people that you just had so much conviction automatically. It's like conviction by proxy because you saw where he was at. Because the unfortunate thing about Dave Sharp leaving, have to handle his health issues and everything, very unfortunate. However, what Dave has since said then is that it has caused him to kind of galvanize himself and take himself to the next level, and he's really had to step up to the plate. So he's gotten so much better. He's so locked into what he's doing. The training he did on Sunday, it was literally all from memory. He literally memorized like 8 hours of training in his head, going through each bullet point in his head and expanding upon them and talking about them.
Talking about complex equivalence and all presuppositions, like all these big words, and like he had it all memorized.
Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable.
Even earlier in the weekend, he had said something about like he's been doing all kinds of crazy stuff with his brain. Like he was talking about how he's memorized, the entire weekend was memorized. He's talked about what process he used to memorize everything. He's like, yeah, I've been doing all kinds of crazy stuff in my brain.
Yeah, I was in.
And he was even dressed up, like his girlfriend has him dressing in like, not dressed up in a suit or anything, but like nice jeans, and he kept talking about how he has sleeves because he had short sleeves instead of a tank top.
Yeah, so. And he actually brought his girlfriend Priscilla with him and the baby. He brought Gabriel out on stage and did the whole Lion King thing. Yeah, like Simba. He held him up and did the whole,
And then during the Sunday training, when he was like talking about that, he goes, well, I am the Lion King,
Yeah.
Funny.
It was an amazing event. Friday and Saturday night was just, dude, it was nuts. It's like like I said, the distinct energy of everything. This was so similar to Atlanta, but yet such a higher level. Like we know where we're going, and we have clarity about this. It's tough to like. I'm even at a point, like I said, I'm still processing because it was just still so mind blowing of everything that was happening that I think I'll have better words next week. Honestly.
Yeah.
But the DVD thing was kind of the talk of the week because honestly, a lot of people getting started can do that very easily. So it's almost like training wheels for people that even want to get started. So it provided a way where people went, I'm so frustrated. What else do I do? And we say, well, you know what? How about we get you in income producing mode right away while you learn the internet marketing? And this is also a way, just like what was taught before, if you can create a success story for yourself, the sooner you create a success story for yourself, the easier it is, the more confidence you have in yourself, and the easier it is to market yourself to your audience when you've created results. It's easier for someone to be receptive to you. And
Yep.
this makes that happen so much quicker, so much easier. If you like, you can tell someone, yeah, you know, I did this in my first month. And the cool thing is you can say, look, it's as simple as handing out this DVD to people. And all the internet stuff is coming. Still learning that. But we have some of the greatest people in the world that teach us that in the products. But we can get started and make money right away. Isn't that what most people want right away? They want to see if this is real. They want to see if it really works. Well, Jordan, wait until you see what's on that DVD. You may think you want to hand out a few of the things. I'll tell you what.
Right on.
And there was a lot of good internet marketing training, Jordan, like by some of the speakers. I mean, I have pages and pages of notes, but I learned a couple really good nuggets from some of the speakers that stuff that I didn't know that was news to me, and just like
There's like 2,000 people there.
yeah, it was yeah, I learned some really good stuff. I mean, I have pictures of capture pages. Like, I learned that if you have a background image on a capture page, and like, what's that guy's name that taught that one? John Penberthy. Is that his name?
Yep.
So he has a background image where he's like sitting on a beach, and he's like, it's like the side of his face looking out over the ocean, but his eyes look directly at the form where you put in your email address. And it's been proven that where the eyes are looking on a capture page is where people's focus goes. So if you're like, you know, if you're on the top of the page looking off of the page, then people's focus goes to like your picture, but it doesn't go to the capture form. Stuff like that. That was just really, really good, you know, nuggets of stuff like that, and got some really awesome training from Mike Hobbs. I mean, similar to what he did in Miami, but up another level. Like, just, I mean, I'm like redoing the whole funnel from what I learned from him. So there was definitely a lot of really good training. Nicole Cooper's training was off the charts. Like, that was definitely highlights. You know, I kind of told Jordan about it a little bit last night. She broke down the personality types, not just for how to relate to people, but how to use it with what we have inside of Empower Network. You know, what to focus on inside of Empower Network, depending on your personality type and stuff like that. So that was really, really, really good stuff. And yeah, it was just, you know, there was a lot of stuff like that as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was the best display. What Nicole Cooper did was the best display of what the products do for somebody outside of just referring the affiliate products, where you can take the training that the products are and apply that to not just other businesses, but also how you can be paid as a freelancer with specific skill sets in what you know or want to do. You can learn copywriting, you can learn email marketing, you can learn, you know, being an SEO an SEO guy or something like that. All these different skill sets you can learn, and she pointed to different modules in the training products that teach you these specific skill sets that coincide with your dominant personality as to how you think and what you're motivated by and how you like to operate and all of that. And it was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant for someone who's trying to find their way and understand, you know, how to find their strengths and focus on them and make them better, you know, and learn how to outsource what doesn't work or whatever the case may be. But you find out what you're good at, you know, what you're capable of being really good at. And so, you know, like the personalities who are very analytical, you know, there's training that really appeals to people who are extremely analytical, that are very heady, like SEO, and, you know, certain stuff like that. And then other stuff that's the other side of the spectrum that's great at sales. And it's just wow. Yeah, I mean, I like every slide I took pictures of. So very, very cool. And then she's got the slides as well. And we'll just see if we might just include that as a bonus in the team site there for people to just be able to go and do that, so that they see that they have those options for themselves as well. Just as another thing. And Amy, you're muted. I see you trying to talk there.
Oops. I was going to say it'll shorten the learning curve, especially like how she breaks down the 15K formula so that people don't have to go through all the videos. She tells you what videos to watch for what personality types, and it's just ingenious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, it is. So, yeah, we're here towards the top of the hour here, and I just want to, throw out here real quick, for those of you that have been invited here for the first time tonight and may just kind of be looking at us and haven't, made the decision yet, as to whether or not you're going to get in here and run with us, let me just let you know that this is something that is going really fast right now. There's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of things being recreated and moving up pretty quickly. And our team included. A lot of directions we're heading right now. And focused directions. And there's a lot of changes coming. And there's a lot of cool stuff coming. It would serve you to get in now and get started with us and be a part of that momentum that's going to be happening. So the choice is yours. And what you can do is you can just click that link below this video. The person who referred you here, they're going to be coded. You're going to be coded to them. And the cool thing is once you're in, you can send people to hangouts like this and get them the information that they need as well. And with that, just click the link below. Then get started, get your viral blog, and might as well just get the Inner Circle product as well, because you're going to need that to really build a business. You really can't build a substantial business without having your mindset right, and that product is the best for that. And so I just encourage you, this is the time, especially with the launch pack. Get in, get that launch pack, and you've got, your ticket to your next event, I believe, and your core products, and some DVDs that are going to help you understand this even more, as well as your closest circle of influence. And you'll be able to make your money back and then some if you get those DVDs out to people, and some of those people decide to take action, seeing what you see. So, yeah, just had to throw that out there real quick. And so, Amy.
The next event is in Orlando, and it's in October, and the dates have not been released yet. They will be released, I think, in about a week, the definite dates, because they had the dates and then there was a glitch or something that they're working out. So, in any case, the exact dates haven't been released, but it's going to be in October, and it's going to be in Orlando. And so, like Chris just said, what's happening is Dave Wood. See, Dave Wood, one of the reasons he's so successful is because he always has a really, really clear vision. He knows exactly where he's going and where he's taking us and stuff. So one of the things that he talked about all weekend was this event is nothing compared to what's going to happen in Orlando. Orlando is going to be the official relaunch of this company. And he's anticipating that it's going to be like 10 times the size of what we just did, because everybody, with this new tool, things are going to start happening much faster. For people that haven't had, a lot of results, those people can now go out and get a lot of results. I know Pete Pritchard texted me on his way to the airport and said he gave his cab driver a DVD. He was all excited about that. Like, stuff like that. Like, anybody can do that. Anybody can do this. And so with the 10K and 10 days plan, it's bring in 10 people in 10 days by handing out DVDs. I was talking to Aki Wood at breakfast before I left on Monday, and he bought 500 DVDs, and he's committing to handing out at least 5 a day between now and the next event. And so, like, when you think about that, how many exposures that is, I think 5 a day, 5 days a week or whatever. So that's all offline. But when that starts to duplicate, the people that come in do the same thing, things can happen really, really fast. So, like Chris said, there's a ton of momentum right now, and you don't want to miss out, because the other really exciting thing about this DVD is that a lot of people on the internet space have seen the Empower Network offer. What Chris was talking about when he was handing out DVDs in his little town, and how a lot of people had been given the DVD 3 times. I mean, if you market on the internet, a lot of the people that are on your list are on like 10 other people's lists too. It's not like they, a lot of them are hearing about it from multiple people. But when you go out right now with this DVD to the offline world, this is fresh information for everybody in that space, because they haven't seen this yet. So that's why the momentum is going to be insane between now and Orlando. So you definitely want to, if you're ready for a change in your life, and you're ready to really be part of the beginning of something, your timing couldn't be better to really get in. And here's the thing, when we got in, a lot of people say we're more fortunate, whatever, because we got in Empower Network when it first started. But when Empower Network first started, it had no social proof, it had no track record, they hadn't worked through any obstacles yet. There was a lot of growing pains that needed to happen. And that'll always be the case with a company that grows as fast as we do. But this company is so solid now. I mean, everything's in place. I mean, we have a CEO, we have a compliance department, we have all of these things that, we have event planners, we have, we didn't even have employees when this company started. And then they had Emily working out of Dave Sharp's house, personally mailing iPods to every single person that, in the affiliate contest. And it was just, it's come so far since then. And now this is like the rebirth. So you are in the right place at the right time, and this is an amazing opportunity for you to be part of something huge and to get in, at a really, really good time. And I'm really, really, really excited for the people that recently got in, people that are just getting in now. I had a woman, Kristen, I don't know if you're on here, but Kristen Lindstrom just joined my team a couple days before the event, and she bought her event ticket, bought a plane ticket. She still isn't home because her flight keeps getting canceled, and she's stranded in Atlanta right now. But she just made it happen, and she's getting all in, and she's really excited, and she joined and decided if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it all the way. I need to come to the event, get plugged in, and get all in, and I'm really excited for her because she's got the right mindset, and the timing cannot be better. If you're ready to really do something, and that's where she's at. She's ready. She said she feels like she's been led here. She was drawn to our team because she's heavily into the same kind of things that we like to talk about here, like the law of attraction and lots of woo-woo stuff. So when she found us, she said, I know this is where I'm supposed to be, and just got in and was at the event and was really excited. Made a lot of new friends this weekend, and so, I mean, that's just one person, but we have a lot of people that have maybe just joined the team within the last couple months that are this was their first event, that are so excited, and I'm just so excited, and I'm excited for the people that have been in for a long time that just want to run now and take advantage of the momentum that's happening. So this is a really, really exciting time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And so we're essentially jumping in quantum leaps avenue. And so now I want to switch real quick and just throw this out and talk a little bit about the other thing that we have planned here coming up real soon, and talk a little bit about how things have shifted with that as well. And I know, Amy, I don't know if we specifically talked about talking about this at all for tonight, but I think it's worth throwing out there, letting people know how things. Totally. Yeah. Okay. All right. So as a lot of you know who are listening in and on the team and outside of the team, a lot of people, no one knows outside of the team yet, really. We haven't really publicly promoted this. We essentially wanted to keep this closed to our team for a while, where give them a fair chance to be a part of this thing. Because what happened here was we did a survey about 6 months ago. We wanted to find out what our team wanted, and we found out that a lot of them wanted specific things that we can't necessarily always offer, on a team training site, in record stuff like that on Hangouts and such, because the nature of it required one-on-one attention and in-person stuff. And obviously the events, we don't have enough time to sit down and actually do workshops and stuff like that. So what we did is we put together a workshop called the Next Level Mastermind. And this workshop is going to be a workshop where we help people build their funnels, custom-made funnels that essentially, have your target market done, your ad copy done, your story ad done that you can apply to many different types of marketing and adapt to many types of marketing, and also a bridge video that you can use to plug right into a sales video, but a bridge video that establishes the credibility and authority and values of your marketing. And tying all that together, we were actually going to fully professionally shoot your video with you, coach you with that, work one-on-one. And so we were going to put this together for people. So we set this up and got ready to go with it, got it set up for a month from now, literally a month from today. beginning August 1st, where we have a personal development day, and then 2 days of building this funnel where you essentially walk away with everything you need, including a filmed bridge video where we coach you through that video on exactly what to say to your target market, and you walk away with a full funnel. And that was something we were just really, really excited about to offer to our team. And what we noticed is the timing was a little off when we first presented it. It was kind of coming into springtime. People were wrapping up school with kids, and there were so many things happening at the time, and the timing was just a little off, and we all kind of knew it at the time, but we offered it anyway. And the tough thing was displaying the value to people about the value of the information that we were about to give, because we really haven't been able to display that type of value to anybody other than showing just our results from stuff we've done before for ourselves personally. And the tough part is displaying the value people were going to get at the actual event by going there, because they haven't seen that from us before. They don't know what that's even entails. And so building the value to be able to get people to come to this thing, this wasn't going to be necessarily an expensive event, but it wasn't going to be a cheap event. It was going to be a mid-level event. And so what essentially happened is we had a little less than the turnout than what we expected, and so we had some slots to still fill. And so what I realized is that the timing was a little off, but there was still something missing. And I realized that as my vision got clearer with the team, and as Amy's vision got clearer and Jordan's vision got clearer with what we wanted to do with the team, we realized there were a few missing elements and dimensions to that stuff that we had not yet made really public, or had offered, or had made clear to people. Well, what I did last weekend in Charlotte at the event is I displayed that to some of the leaders there in Empower Network about what we wanted to teach, what we wanted to do for people, and how we wanted to. And for me, I said, look, we want to create now, we want to raise the bar even to the next level from what we were originally going to do, and create a high-level mastermind of where we're really raising the bar with some industry leaders, and make this thing something that is a premier event that people will look forward to year after year, that we get some of the best minds and talent together that you can possibly have in the business, and even from this company. And so what is going to happen now, for those of you on the team, and even those of you who are not on the team, we're going to be opening this up very soon. We're going to have another quick powwow with the team to make sure there's nobody else that wants to get in with these last few slots before we open it up publicly. But we have 3 particular leaders that have expressed that they want to come, they want to learn, they want to be a part of this thing, and they want to help grow it and set the bar and set the standard higher, because they believe in the vision of our team and what us as leaders here are about. And they want to be able to join with that, and to be able to take their skill set and elevate that and bring that to the table as well, and make this an incredible mastermind. So a lot of you, anybody who's in Empower, are going to know these names, and that means that as soon as I tell you these names, that really literally does mean that you get to rub elbows and shoulders and hang out with and learn from and mastermind with these people. I'll start almost in order, I guess. Now, a lot of you who may have been watching the leaderboards here for the last couple months may notice some people popping up at the top of the leaderboards for recruiting. Well, one of those is Kayala Kanai. And for those of you who know Kayala Kanai, who lives in Hawaii, he was popping up winning affiliate incentive contests as the #1 recruiter for weeks at a time. And guess what? Kayal is coming. Confirmed. He told me, I want to come. Just send me the stuff. I want to go. So Kayal is going to be there. 2, who's the other guy he was competing with for a long time that was showing up, popping up #1, #2 on the leaderboards as well? Well, none other than Paul Gardner. So Paul Gardner's now coming. And if that just wasn't enough, then we've got one more headliner that's going to come in and mastermind with us, and even do a little bit of a training slot. And I think you guys will be really excited about this, because not only was he popping up and down at #1 and #2 on the leaderboards, but he happens to be the all-time leading recruiter inside of Empower Network. And yes, it's none other than Michelangelo Lopez, who is now coming to our event in Boulder, Colorado, at the end of this month. And so for those of you that, you know, are wondering what it's like to be around top producers like that who are bringing in more people, they're bringing in a large percentage of Empower Network right now. They're going to be at our event because they want to learn what we have to offer, and they believe in our vision and where we want to go, and they want to help be a part of it. So the real question is, do you guys want to be a part of it? And as of talking about this, we had 15 slots that we originally offered. We had about 5 slots sold, and with these 3 coming, that's 8. I'm just giving you guys full disclosure. 7 slots left. We're going to offer one last time to the team, and then we're opening it up publicly. And so if you want to be a part of something that is going to turn into a premier event, that's going to continue to be a tribe, it's going to continue to be something that raises the bar in the industry for vision and integrity and understanding how to market, taking marketing to the next level, how it evolves, you may just want to join us at the Next Level Mastermind event August 1st through 3rd in Boulder, Colorado. We already have a hotel set up, and it's just outside of Boulder. Actually, it's in the Omni Hotel, and we've got a room block, discounted room set up for you guys. And so, for those of you that want to take advantage of that, well, just let us know in the comment stream. Let us know if you want to go, and we'll make sure first, you know, people on the team we're gonna give it to first here in a couple days. But then after that, we're gonna open it up. And if you put your comments here in the comment stream, then we may get a hold of you if you have any slots left. So go ahead, let us know if you want to come, and we're gonna rock this thing out. So here we go. Pricing on this. You know, Michelangelo agreed with me after I talked with him about what we were gonna, or I'm sorry, not Michelangelo, I'm sorry, but Kayala and Paul, after I talked with them about what we were actually going to offer, they were like, "You're offering this for $4,000?" You know, they were like, "This is like a $10,000 to $15,000 deal. What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, you know, we originally set it up for our team, and we wanted to make it affordable. And so, you know, we didn't want to necessarily raise the price on them because we want to stay in integrity. This is what we said we'd offer it for. But, you know, obviously we now know it's getting better. So it really depends on how quickly we fill those slots. And, you know, if we have a bunch of people in right away that are wanting to do this, depending on demand, we may have to adjust here. But I can't promise what that's going to be right now, and I still have to look at that. And I want to be fair to everybody. But the sooner you get in, the better. There's better chances of you getting at that price. And so we still have a 2-payment plan that we had been talking about, which would essentially be, if it's 2 payments, it's $5,000, not $4,000, which means you'd put it down $2,500 right now, and then $2,500 before the event as well. So you'd have about 2 to 3 weeks before you'd have to put in that second payment. And that's for some people that just need to throw the money together, need to put the money together, need to get paid on some commissions, paychecks, whatever the case may be. So we want to make it, you know, where it's possible for you. And so that's what we got going on. It's going to be something that you're going to walk away from with an amazing amount of knowledge and understanding, mind-expanding training from all of us, from, you know, other leaders in Empower, that just the chance to be able to pick their brains and bring them into case studies and talk about things and talk about methods they're using. And Michelangelo might do a little bit of training on some of the email stuff he's doing that works better than anything. And, you know, he's really loving our vision. And so that's a funny thing, you know, how, you know, a lot of people might look at what our team is about and then look at Michelangelo and go, you guys don't appear to be anything the same. But what I can tell you is that, you know, over the course of the last 3 events, I've gotten a chance to spend a lot of one-on-one time with Michelangelo personally, and he's one of the most genuine guys you'll ever meet. And a lot of people who may pay attention to him see all the crazy shenanigans that goes on with him, and you wonder, like, man, does he have any class, or what's he doing here, you know? But the reality is he's such a smart, clever marketer that he knows how to create controversy. He knows how to create certain mystique and, you know, an air of mysteriosity, I guess, you know, mystery really around him with certain things. And he's a very polarizing figure. And he does that on purpose. And it works, which is why he's the all-time #1 recruiter here at Empower, along with some of the amazing inboxing stuff and the amazing inboxing stuff that he's teaching. You know, and we're going to have him talk about some of that at the event. So you guys are going to be able to learn about that. And so I just want to say this one last thing, and then we'll basically move on, to something else here, is that, this is something that is going to take things to the next level for anybody who's there. Their business is not going to be the same afterwards. So you want to get there. And we'll see you there. For those of you on the team, stay tuned. We're going to be letting you know when we do this training really, 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 really soon as well. Give us a couple days, and we'll have it set for you. And anybody else here who's listening right now, just put your name in, just basically comment right now. Let us know that you want to come, and we'll see if we can find you if we've got any slots left. So, all right, yeah. I just want to pop it back on over to Amy real quick. Amy, any thoughts here before we segue into other things? Or
yeah, I mean, ditto, but also just want to mention, if you were in Breckenridge with us, you know that, I mean, this is a different thing. It's a different, type of training and everything like that. But one of the biggest things that people get from events like this is being in a small group of people. And that Breckenridge event was bigger than this event's going to be. That was 25 people. This is only 15. And so, we're doing a hike on Friday. We're going to have a lot of time to just really be together and not only do all this incredible training, but just be together. This place that we're staying at is phenomenal. It has a couple pools. I'm pretty sure it has more than one pool. The pool's like phenomenal. And so it'll be, I mean, it's just a really nice hotel. We have a really good discount for our our room block and everything like that. So it's a nice opportunity to come, be there, but also, not just in the training, but the just hanging out in a very intimate environment with us and with these other leaders and stuff that are going to be coming. So that, to me, and I know I say this every time we talk about it, but to me, I think it's one of the biggest things. It's one of the biggest things that I've gotten from other small events that I've gone to, like with Mark Hoverson, and I went to one of his events and went on a hike with him and played bocce ball with him when I thought that he was like this big, I mean, he is a big, huge guru. That's what he is. But I was like, I got to know him at that event. I got to hang out with him and see, like how down to earth he is, and, just have an awesome time with him and stuff like that. So that is another, to create these, these relationships with people. There's not a better time to do that, because like at the other events, like the big events, like the one in Orlando, God only knows how many people are going to be at that. Some of our bigger events have been close to 6,000 people. I think Orlando is going to be bigger than that, based on Dave's predictions with the duplication that's happening now and stuff like that. So, when we're at big events like that, and especially for us as leaders, when we're managing a huge team and breakout sessions and organizing when we're going to meet, and just different things going on, there's never time to just hang out and be with people, and there's definitely not time to do the kind of one-on-one training that we're going to be doing and coaching that we're going to be doing at this Next Level Mastermind event. So I just wanted to add that to the mix. Jordan said he's going to be having a cannonball contest at the pool. So, and it'll probably be like at night after our training is done, and God only knows what he'll cook up out there. But anyway, there'll be stuff like that. That's just going to be fun. So.
Jordan, you got anything to say to that? I don't even know if he's there now. Yeah, guess not. All right. Yeah, guess not. So also, thanks for being awesome, everybody, and being at the event. And how was that opening session with the team that we had? If any of you guys really liked what we did when we met in the lobby by the water fountain at the beginning of the event, you liked the exercise that we did, what we talked about, if you had any thoughts about that, about how we set intentions, if you like that, just go ahead and post your thoughts in there in the comment stream and let us know if you like that stuff. And if you really, really did, we may choose to do more of that at these events as well. Obviously, the next event's going to be a breakout room, but we have some really cool ideas and probably some of the funnest, coolest stuff you've ever thought about or not even thought about yet when it comes to the next event for our breakout and what we're going to have. I was talking a little bit with Amy about the idea that I have and been wanting to do it for a while now. I haven't really mentioned it to anybody, but I know it would be the biggest hit ever if we did that. And I really think we can pull it off, and I think people would just absolutely love it. So, yeah, but put your comments in below. Let us know how you like just us getting together like that. I guess we had about 25 of us there in the team, just sitting around there talking about a few things, and let us know how that exercise worked out for you, and if you've used that exercise that I walked you guys through since then, and if it's helped at all, if it's been effective for you. So it looks like Jordan is still obviously off and on here. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. So yeah, Amy, if you want to bring out a few people real quick, we've got a little bit of time for that. So the two that the two that you've got, that's fine. Let's do it.
All right. So let's see. Pete, I know Pete is hasn't slept yet and he's exhausted and stuff. I'm gonna pull him out first.
Definitely.
Pete, check your. Whoops! I sent you the wrong thing.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let's see.
So Jordan, you there yet,
All right,
bud?
Pete, the link is in your Facebook if you want to jump out with us real quick.
I want to
And I
hear
see
what
Pete-
Jordan has to say about this.
Pete says, yeah. Pete says that he used that all weekend, that exercise.
Awesome.
Are you seeing these comments people are writing
Yes.
about it?
Yes. Wow. Thank you. All right.
Kevin Brackney, we'd love to pull you out, but you didn't answer me on Facebook. So go to your Facebook and let me know if you want to come out and share.
So Pete, the dates on the Next Level Mastermind again is going to be August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at the Omni Interlaken Hotel, just outside of Boulder. I guess officially it's in Broomfield, in Colorado. Here we've got a room block set up. So if you want to get in on that, obviously you're in the team. We can send you a link with the information sheet on everything and the link to set up your hotel, the link to pay, and all of that. Just let us know if you need that. And love to have you come out on this, on the Hangout here. Go ahead and log into your Facebook there. Check your Facebook messages. Amy sent you a link there. And in the meantime, let's see if we can get out the other one here, because it may take a minute, unless
Okay.
he's saying he's ready.
Right, I will send the other one too, and then whoever, it'll be a race. We'll have a little race. I'm starting to see double too.
Hmm.
All right, so Sierra, I sent you a link too. I haven't heard back from Kevin. I would love to have Kevin come share because he's so excited right now. But
Oh, well, Kevin, he's on the Hangout.
I know, and I just said, Kevin, check your Facebook messages. I
Says
sent
he's
you a message.
driving.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's right. He drives at night doing that. Yeah.
Sierra won the race.
Yeah. Let's see, Corey's comment. Loved it. Made me really focused on what I wanted to take away from the event. That's awesome, Corey. Appreciate you, bro. The breathing exercise. You know, normally, so we like the breathing exercise. We used it throughout the event. Bill, affected me on a deep level. It was amazing. Yeah, guys. Matt Matt Dillingham, after we were talking about this, he's like, time to be mad resourceful again. I was trying to tell him about it, like, you better find a way. Stop making excuses for yourself and thinking you're not capable. Matt, you're capable of anything, man. There's a reason why things are happening for you right now.
Yeah, guys, as a side note, and I mentioned this on the 90-day call last night, 90-day challenge call, I read the entire book on the plane on the way home. I read the entire book of The Science of Getting Rich, which I can't believe I've never read until now. And now it's in my purse, and I'm going to be reading it on a daily basis. If you haven't read that book yet, that book, I mean, I've read a lot of books in my life, and that book to me is like going to completely change the game if you apply what's in that book. So you'll know what I mean when you read it. It's only like a little over 100 pages. It's a quick read. It's, I mean, I've read each page like 3 times because his language is a little intense, but yeah, it's amazing. It's not like theory. It's like, this is just as predictable as mathematics if you apply it the way he teaches it. So I was able to really see some things that I can shift, like little shifts that I can make that are going to make all the difference in my life and my level of success and everything like that. So anyway, I just want to throw that out as a quick tidbit. One of the things that Chris and I also talked about, we were sitting next to each other all weekend at the event, so we were like taking notes of things. And one of the things that we talked about was that we're going to create a recommended book list as well for the team site, recommended reading list, because you know, a lot of the speakers are throwing out names of books that have been life-changing for them and stuff like that. And we had a book club for a little while. We didn't really keep it going very long, but I think it would, you know, anyway, we're going to do that. And that book, in my opinion, should be at the very top of the list. So Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, if you haven't read it. So I see Pete and Sierra. I see both of their pictures. Are you guys actually here? Can you?
Can you hear me? I don't know why my camera's not working.
Yeah, I hear you, but I don't see you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Pete.
Yeah.
Oh, there I am. Hello.
All right, there you are. Okay, Sierra, you first. Come
Okay.
on out.
Well, I don't know how long you want me to talk.
Just on whatever you had, and then that's it. We need to be able to move on to
Okay,
Pete and
sure.
keep going.
No problem. Well, I'm going to keep it short. So I just wanted to talk a little bit more about this DVD because I have to tell you that I really resisted the whole idea, only because my whole funnel is designed around, like, I don't love network marketing and I'm not ever cold calling again. And all these ideas that's like my whole marketing's kind of around that. And I was standing in line and I was talking to actually Regina, and I was like, I don't know, I don't even know if I should get these. I don't know if I'm ever going to give them out. I'm just so, but then I was like, well, this is a no-brainer. I'm getting an event ticket, and then the cost of the DVDs isn't that much more, so I'll get them. But I ran into Lawrence Tam at the elevator a few hours after I bought the DVDs. In fact, I was taking them up to someone's room to store them. But I ran into Lawrence and I looked at him and I said, "Are you telling me that I have to network market now?" And he was like, "No, you don't have to do that." He's like, you know, you need to get yourself out of the box that you put yourself in, because I explained a little more that, you know, I really wasn't into that idea. And he said, be creative. And he gave me a few pointers. He was telling me that basically what I could do is I could still use my internet marketing skills, and I could geo-target the location where I wanted to have an event, a focus group or a mastermind session, or whatever you want to call it, a presentation. And I could get people into kind of a funnel and get them to the event that way, and then give the DVD as a gift at the event. So I was like, oh, okay. So it's really the best of both worlds. It's like the offline marketing meets online marketing, and you get both.
It's not an either or, it's both. It's an and.
Yes, so that was all of a sudden I was like, okay, I knew when I was standing in line that I was totally resisting it. I was like, well, I know I'm going to get these and I know I'll figure out how to use them. It doesn't matter if I don't know how right now. I'm going to get them because you know what? That man up on stage, Dave Wood, I trust him and I trust that what he says is going to work and I'll do whatever he says. I don't care. And then one last thing I wanted to say, I made the decision to be a full-time internet marketer today. And yesterday, and I gave my boss 30 days notice. So I have 30 days to get my butt in gear, and it's happening. So it's awesome.
Wow.
That's so awesome. An exit strategy.
That's one hell of an exit strategy.
Yeah. Well, is it because Dave Wood gave you so much shit for how much money you don't make?
Partly. I should have qualified that and been like, look, I'm not going to stop there. That's just the first step. No, I'll tell you why it was. It was because Paul Gardner pulled me aside. I was just walking by and I waved at him and he's like, Sierra, you need to stretch yourself. And of course it was probably because of all the comments Dave Wood was making, but I said, are you trying to tell me I should quit my job? And he's like, yeah. You know, the 50,000 a month earners that I know, they all had to put themselves in that kind of situation. And I realized, I was like, okay, I'm doing it because I wanted to do it last event and I didn't because I was still telling myself, oh, I can work it out, I can make it, and I was just, and nothing worked. I didn't get anything done because I was so busy at my work and with my kids and everything else. I just didn't get anything done. And so I'm not going to do that again.
Okay, so before you go much further, I really want to quickly clarify some of this with you and help you here and on right now, because what you said is awesome and I support it. I really do support it. And let me clarify this, because what I would say, and from my experience as well, I know exactly what you mean, Sierra, about the people that have made a lot of money that became the leaders. There was a time when they had to draw the line in the sand and they burned their bridges behind them, which really gave them no choice but to move forward. And this is true. Now, what I don't want someone to do here is someone who just got started yesterday or someone who hasn't even gotten started yet to say, okay, well, this is the way it has to be done then, and go and quit their job today before they have even met their first challenge. Now, the difference between someone who's new or who has not had any results yet is that Sierra has had results. Sierra has built funnels. Sierra has had some success. Sierra has brought people in. And so Sierra knows how to do this business, and all she's saying is that now that she started to figure this stuff out in her part-time, the very part-time that she's had because of her kids and everything else and the very limited time schedule, and she was doing the insane, getting up at 4 in the morning to do her marketing and everything before she went to work. I mean, doing everything it took. And that's what it takes. And so if you haven't done that part where you know how to market, where you've had some success, where what you've done has shown some fruits of your labor, and you now know that the only thing standing between you and the type of income you want is the focus and energy to continue to do what you already know how to do, then I would not say don't quit that job yet. Now, in Sierra's particular case, she's moving fast, she's growing, she's learning this business, she's had some success, she's had some results, she knows how to do this. And so for her, it's just a time issue. If she can focus more on it and scale it, then she can create a lot more out of this. And so that's the time where, if you're at a point where you need to do kind of like what Napoleon did when he used to conquer countries, which is a horrible example in that sense, but he would make his soldiers burn the boats once they came ashore to a new country. That way, his soldiers had one option: forward, not back. Because if they went back, they went and drowned. They went to the sea. And so they had basically their backs against the wall or their backs against the ocean, and they had to move forward. And so that principle can work very well at the right time. But here's the other thing. They were also prepared. They were also battle tested. They were also ready, and it's not the first time they had done it. And so for those of you who find Sierra's story crazy inspirational like I do, that's awesome. Just remember that this is a business and you need to make smart business decisions about this. With that being said, Sierra, I support your decision. I honor it. I'm happy for you. Rock on, do it.
All right. Awesome. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought
Absolutely.
about that today. I was thinking, I would not have had the nerve to do this before I knew everything that I've learned and before I was able to implement things and get success. So I'm totally with you. I would not encourage it to people that are just starting out at all. And I was hesitant to actually put it on Facebook, to post it on Facebook, but I posted it with my friends for that reason and not my my page, or I'm not emailing my list about it really. I'll email them after I've already succeeded and, replaced my income that I won't have.
Yeah.
So I'll wait on that.
All right. Well, that's very cool. Very, very cool to hear that. And, Lawrence is right. Lawrence is always one that, at the right time, he can find a way to get creative and separate himself and stand out from the crowd. So it's perfect that he said that. But what I also want to mention one other thing here before we move on to Pete was when Dave, you were sitting there in the front row because, for one, you set the intention to be in the front row. And funny enough, who else was in that front row? Me and Amy. The people that know how to set intentions. Yep, the people that know how to set intentions. Isn't it that you always find that at every event, you're going to find me and Amy in the front row? You always do. And now we finally have other team members that are meeting us up there. They're finally getting the memo, right? You're getting the memo. Like, okay, that's where the intention is at. Okay, you do what it takes to get in front, right? And no excuses. You run your ass off, and make sure you find out any angle you can to get there, right? And you got smart, you got resourceful, you got creative, And, I think he even latched on to Kathleen, who's on the Hangout tonight. Kathleen, by the way, and found a way to get there as well, sitting by her. She's awesome. So it was like a double bonus. You got to sit by Kathleen and be in the front row. But it's the intentions, and so that all fell together for you. Funny how you set your intention and then things collapsed in the right way for that to happen. And so you're understanding intentions and how important that is. That's why we talk so much about intentions beforehand. But let me get to my point. So you're in the front row, and Dave asks people, how much do you want to make a month? And you raise your hand, and you say, if I could just get to $1,600 a month, I'd be able to quit my job. And that, that's obviously was the first part of the progression, and then it obviously would go to the next goal. And those who know you know that. However, you see, Sierra, what you don't realize is that about 80% of that room thinks that that's their end-all goal. And what that does is paint them into a box where they're not thinking big enough to really stretch themselves and get uncomfortable and get creative and really do something that they haven't done before, that they didn't know they were capable of. That's why Dave was telling you to stretch yourself, which is why he said, you need to reset that goal, very, very, very quickly, because 1,600 ain't nothing. And what he was doing is he was saying it to you as well, because that's all the information he had from you. Had he talked to me, I would have been like, oh, trust me, she ain't stopping there. But he said that for everybody else in the room, too. You see, that what you did is you acted as a catalyst for others to be able to expand their mind. Do you get that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
When he brought me up on stage, Chris, I thought about that time I texted you and said I will be up on stage at the next event. And it happens.
Somehow your intention worked out again. Imagine that.
Yeah. Oh, and one other thing. Remember how I told you my intention for the weekend was to make a video and to help other people be encouraged and everything else? And this guy, Clovis Jones is his name, he was at the Seattle event, and he was in my video from the Seattle event, and he found me, and he came up to me and he said, Sierra, I want to tell you that because your video that you made from the Seattle event, I got some new leads, and people were asking me, what is it that you do? And he made a video with me and talked about that and thanked me, and I was like, wow, awesome outcome. Already happened.
That's awesome. Way awesome. Well, Sierra, thank you for coming out. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for bringing that nugget of wisdom about what Lawrence Tam told you, because I'm sure that helped a lot more people on the Hangouts. And even helped me. I mean, it made me go like, wow, there is other dimensions to this as well. So, and we may be able to explore some of those and get some of that going and use that as case studies and do some crowdsourcing inside the team on that. So thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Sure.
All right, all right.
Definitely.
So hang out here with us, but go ahead and mute yourself out. We're going to go ahead
Okay.
and bring Pete out, and it's been a while here, but yeah, Pete, come on out, bud.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good, good. Now, real quickly there, I saw, Amy, that you had unmuted yourself. Do you got something there before we jump in with Pete?
I just wasn't sure. Pete, do you have a camera?
Yeah, I do. It says it's on.
Sometimes it does that.
Turn it on.
In the settings at the top?
Yeah.
Um,
1.3 HD webcam.
Well, does it have different choices for you there for
Yeah,
the
no,
webcam?
just the one webcam and no camera.
Yeah, then select that one, see what it does.
Let's try.
Sometimes if you turn it off and on again by clicking on that icon at the top of the page, that works for me sometimes.
Gotcha. Yeah, the little camera icon.
Yeah, it was nothing.
Okay. Well, we got a good picture of you, so.
Oh well, okay. So yeah, how was the weekend basically? Is that what you want to know? Is that
Yes,
what
yes.
It was awesome, I think. We had a lot of fun. Sierra knows that, we're running around all over the place. She's taking videos all over the place, and we did a lot of masterminding. I thought it would be a lot more hype than what it was. I thought it was very calm. It was very casual. It just felt natural, right? Tons of learning. I got pages and pages of notes that are going to keep me going for a while. So, which is really cool. It's like just
uncashed checks. is what they
uncashed
call them,
checks. Yes.
The notes.
Massive brain dump of stuff to go through, which is great because you need that boost of info once in a while. I think the CD thing is great. It's wicked for the newbies because I know I struggled with the technical difficulties when I got started online a while ago, and you get hung up on the stupidest things, right? So when you get in, you got the first 30 days, you're so freaking excited when you first start the business, and if you can't do anything, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. So having the CDs around to be able to just keep that momentum going and keep people excited and stuff is awesome, I think. Yeah, what did I get out of the event? I don't know. I
Yeah.
just got massive notes from all the speakers were great.
What did you get? Did you get anything out of when we had our first meeting there in the morning before the event started with the team?
Okay, yeah, you mentioned to set your intention. So and to refocus the energy and to refocus your mindset where you are when you're at the event. And I was going over those three things constantly all weekend, refocusing my energy and my intent. And when my mind did wander, I could remember that hangout and bring my mind back and stay focused, so you don't lose track. But yeah, setting your intention. My intention was just to get more clear on where I was going, and don't have eliminate some of the mental hang-ups that you have in the back of your mind that stop you. You can't really put your finger on them, but you know that you're procrastinating for a reason and stuff like that. And I know I cleared some of them up, and even on the bus ride home, I was having massive breakthrough after breakthrough. I was writing down notes and analyzing stuff, and it was awesome. And I just pulled in today at 4 or 5 o'clock and grabbed a shower, grabbed something to eat, watched the video all over again, and boom, on the hangout again. So yeah, definitely excited, definitely revved up to keep going.
Right on, man. It was good to hang out with you. This was your first event.
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of people assume that these events are hype machines. And one of the things that I got, I told people this at the beginning of the event, that this is the same thing that was happening at the other events. Leaders would come up to me and they'd say, we'd all agree that, you know, we go to these other events from other gurus and other people in marketing, and, you know, you go to stuff like Bob and some of these self-development gurus and stuff, and some of these hybrid people that kind of teach self-development and marketing and such. And what they teach, funny enough, is like, compared to what we teach at the events, where they end, like their best material is pretty much like what we start with for free. And you know, these other people charge, you know, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for these events, you know, like T. Harv Eker and all these people, you know, and then upsell you at the events. But the stuff they teach you at the events for that large amount is like where we start. And here we are for a little $147 ticket. We're teaching stuff that is worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and taking it 10 levels past and beyond what's taught at these other seminars that you pay, you know, thousands of dollars for. And people don't realize that these events, like every speaker is not just talking, they're actually teaching tactics. They're teaching skill sets. They're teaching strategies. And you can go to one event and it's like another 15K formula all over again. Yeah, people don't realize that.
Yeah, it's all the nuts and bolts, and yeah, that I know this is going to take my business to the next level totally. And I know I was avoiding going to an event for a while just because of situations, but now that I've gone, it's like I'm right now trying to figure out how I'm going to get to the next one, and the next one after that, you know, because not even just like you learn massive all the nuts and bolts at the events. It's all the how-tos and stuff, but what you learn interacting with people too at the event and just talking, you know, over dinner and stuff like that is priceless as well. Like it just goes beyond any training that you can get on the Hangouts here or on any of the other trainings. But yeah, it's totally priceless. You got to go.
Yeah, this really is. You know, I just wanted to hammer that thing home because people are like, I don't like events. I don't like that rah-rah stuff. I just need the nuts and bolts. I just need the strategies. I need to do it. I have my own motivation. And they're like missing the boat. They don't even realize that like they're getting, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff. You know, and the reason this happens, people are like, well, why would they go and do that? You know, these speakers, they're not even asked to you know, they're not even paid for this. They're asked to train, and it's an honor and a privilege. There's people lining up that want to do it. And so guess what happens? They get granted a slot to speak. And they know that if they're on that stage, they got to be able to deliver so that they can be on that stage again. So what do? They give you their best. They give you their best. And they teach the best that they can within the allotted 45 minutes or half hour or whatever it is that they get. They give you their best stuff that they can. And so they're competing to be on that stage again by giving the best training possible. So they don't hold back. There's no secrets. They don't hold back. And you get that training as a result of just being there because they want that recognition. I did the same thing. They called me and they said, Chris, you know, there's one thing we know that you're the best at, and that's upgrades. Can you teach upgrades? And I was like, absolutely. I will bring my A game. I will bring the best that I have. And people were just like, that stuff was amazing. You know, like even AK, the #1 upgrader in Empower now is like, dude, your stuff is like making my stuff just become 10 times better. Like combining with all that framing and positioning that you taught, I'm getting even better results. You know, so, and you get that for $147. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? Let's get real here. You shouldn't miss that event. So, here we go. 3 months from now, no excuses. You got 3 months to set the intention, which we all know is the crucial thing. And if those of you who don't know how to set an intention, it's in the 15K formula, and there's also some of that setting an intention by Amy in the team site. And so you want to go learn, just go do that. Set your intention to be at the next event, whatever it takes, the finances, all that to be put together. Get creative, get resourceful. If you don't feel like you can, afford the hotels, there's obviously other hotels around there that are the cheaper, like Holiday Inns and Howard Johnson's and all that stuff. The cheaper ones that, are less than a night. You can walk to the event or whatever down the road, down the street. You know how those events always are. So if you're looking at, saving or co-oping, then obviously, find some roommates. Some people get crazy and go have 4 or 5 people in a room just to save money on costs. Like we went and rented a house this last time around. I had 22 people in there, had 5 team members in there. Sierra was there. We had Matt. What was that?
I said, how'd that work out for you?
I'm never doing it again. I could, it's funny, like my reputation precedes me or something, but these people were like, Chris has got a big house. Yeah, we're going to hang out at Chris's house. And so, like, 100 people showed up Friday night and Saturday night. No, now, Sierra, you weren't there, were you, on Saturday night? Were you there?
Oh, was I ever? I was there, and it wasn't quite 100 people, Chris, but it was funny because I got in my pajamas, I washed my makeup off, I was ready to go to bed, and then an entourage walks into the front door, and I'm like, okay, I can't beat him, so I might as well join him. Right. And we danced until 5 in the morning, and we were
because I didn't know if it was 100 people. Because I was
He showed
upstairs.
up with sunglasses on the next day.
Yeah, you know how I didn't know if it was 100 people? Because I was told that it was only 100 people because I didn't come downstairs. I was upstairs in bed from midnight and laid there and while everyone was pounding music until 5 in the morning, and I couldn't sleep. And I didn't ever go down once to see how many people were there, but people told me it was like 100 people, and I was like, yeah, right.
Aki Wood was there, AK Jr. was there, Paolo was there. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then Demir, he was amazing. We were dancing, and we were all like, we weren't just dancing. We were like chanting and singing, "We're gonna be rich, freedom!" And we're like, it was like it was like an extension of the event at the party because we were all just chanting and like pumping each other up, and it was amazing. I mean, the whole event was one big download. I mean, yeah, you learned a lot about awesome, cool stuff, but I mean, the VIP training, that was like, I felt like I was in a trance the whole time listening to Dave Wood. And I don't even know what I learned, but I know it's all in my unconscious somewhere. So that was amazing.
Well, they was purposely described us anyway. It's a technique to plant information in your subconscious mind. They do it at a lot of self-development, personal development seminars and stuff. But that house took it to a whole new level because nobody that stayed there slept the whole weekend.
Nobody. I had 4 hours of sleep in 3 days.
Yeah.
So if you note to self, if you want to get sleep, don't rent a big house with a lot of people because somebody who's staying there with you is going to invite people to come over every night, no matter what.
And you know what's really hilarious? I woke up the next morning on Sunday morning, and there was someone sleeping next to me in my bed. Nothing happened, but this guy like curled up in my mattress with me because I'm like sleeping in the living room. So he's like, "Oh, there's space right there. I'll just curl up next to her." And I got scared and I like jumped up out of my bed. I was like, "Okay, this is too much." Anyway,
that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he was just really drunk and looked comfortable.
So yeah, like as I was saying, get creative to get to the next event because you're going to get all kinds of training. And here's what I know. The most successful people that I know in this industry, the people I look up to, the people that are my mentors, be it through personal, one-on-one contact or through their videos and buying their courses and whatever the case may be, they always take more notes than anyone I know. Do you see a pattern there? When you see all of them taking the most notes, then that means there's a reason for that. And I asked a few of them about that. How important are taking notes? Why do you always have so many notes? What's the purpose of that? And they said, the only way that somebody actually synthesizes and applies the information they're being taught is if they write it down themselves and put the pen to the paper themselves. That way it's solidified in the brain, and then you can start applying it. But if you don't write it down and you don't get it through, something about, you know, writing it down, it's like something about that's how your brain can start to assimilate it. And if you're just taking it in and watching it or listening to it without that, you're not necessarily going to be able to retain a lot of it. You don't retain a heck of a lot of it, and when you don't retain a heck of a lot of it, then you don't have anything to go off of because you have no notes to remember, and so you're out of luck. And it's like, so you let all that information pass you by. Not only did you not write the check, you didn't sign your signature on it to be able to cash it. So we call these things uncashed checks, all these notes that you have. But that's only the first part. Once you take these notes, you got to learn how to really apply them. So for me, whenever I'm taking notes, even if it's audio stuff that I'm listening to, there's always a lot of audio that I'll listen to when I'm not driving and not doing anything else. And I'll be pausing it all the time and outlining and taking notes about everything I'm listening to. I take a lot of notes. Crazy part was my notebook I also left in Bali. So here I had like 40 pages of notes that half of it was the curriculum for the Next Level Mastermind Intensive and some other stuff and funnels I was getting set up that I had all put together, assimilated from all other kinds of training. And I had it all down there, and then Jordan comes in my room when we're checking out. He's like, dude, hurry up, we got to go, our cab's waiting. And I was like, kind of got in a rushed mode, and I left my notepad on the bed. And I totally spaced it and didn't open my backpack up or my notes for like the next day and a half. And I realized it 2 days later. I call back to the villas that we were staying at, and like housekeeping couldn't find it. Like apparently they just threw it away. And I was like, that's like over $50,000 or $100,000 worth of like information in there, you know. But here's the good news: because I'd done it all by hand myself, I literally said, okay. I took a day off in Bali where I didn't even go outside, and I stayed in my hotel room, and I literally regurgitated all those notes again in 14 hours. And previously it had taken me like the last 2 months to put those notes together. But because I had done it once, I could do it from memory, but this time as I mapped it out, I did it even better. I did it more efficient and clearer. But had I not taken the notes and put that stuff down the first time around, I would never have been able to do it. Do you see the difference there? So even taking notes twice is like 5 times better than even taking notes once.
Yeah.
So
I notice that sometimes, like if I'm writing, like say I'm like doing like a Facebook post or something, and something happens and I lose it. I'm like, oh man, you know, I just put all this blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. But then I write it again because I just wrote it, so it's still like in my brain because I wrote it. And the way I always see it when something like that happens, whether it happened at the airport. I lost my internet connection on my way home, and I was in the middle of a blog post, and I lost part of my blog post, and so I had to go back and rewrite it because my internet like just cut out before I saved it. But the way I always look at it is, it's the universe intervening because it needed to be rewritten. Like there's something needed to be changed about it or improved about it or whatever. So I try to always look at it like that. Like that one I wasn't supposed to hit post on that or publish on that, you know. So that's the way I see it. But I totally agree about the notes. I mean, I pretty much filled up this whole entire notebook this weekend. You know, and it's funny, I showed Chris, I grabbed this old notebook that I have like I have tons of notebooks. I'm constantly taking notes on like the Monday night calls and everything else that we do. And I have tons and tons of these composition books, all different colors, and they're all labeled and everything. And I was getting ready to leave for the event, and I didn't have a blank notebook. I like to bring a blank notebook to the event so that it's like fresh blank notebook just for the event. And I didn't have one, and so I grabbed one that didn't have that much written in the front of it, and I figured I'll fill the rest of it up. And I opened it up when I got to the event to see like what it is, and it was notes from a David Wood webinar from January of 2011, like, you know, whatever, 8 months or whatever, 9 months before Empower Network launched. It was a webinar that he did, like, you know, and the old stuff that he was doing and stuff, and I had like whatever I showed Chris, I had like 10 pages of notes from his webinar or whatever. And Chris is looking, he goes, I remember all these bullet points. And anyway, it's awesome to go
Because I
back
took
and-
notes on that same one. I've got that same. I've got notes on that webinar too,
Mhm.
because I'm remembering it. Yeah,
But
it's,
I've been looking back on my notes from this event. I've already started creating a funnel between, like, I'm looking at my notes and then I'm looking at my phone because I took pictures of the slides that people had up too. So like as I'm going through like Mike Hobbs' training, I'm like looking at his Facebook posts and seeing like what capture page he's sending people to, and then going to his capture page and just kind of seeing what he's doing. And you can't do that if you don't write stuff down. You know? So,
yeah, that's true. And the best thing is, like, normally if like what I'll do when I can is, and I can't do this at Empower Network events, but oftentimes if I'm somewhere where I'm taking notes, I'll take notes, but I'll also audio record the trainings.
Oh, really?
So I was just about to say it. Just, you know what? Just let me. Yeah. All right. So technically, you're not supposed to audio record the trainings, and I happened to might have accidentally hit the voice record button on my phone so that I could take really good notes. And you know, I'm so used to I know the value of this stuff that I was like, you know, hey, I can probably get away with it. I don't think everybody probably could.
Chris's answer to everything is the rules don't apply to me. Chris Rushlet.
Well, that's a belief, you know, so I've developed
Yeah.
that belief. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You just ask Bonnie, who runs everything around there. The rules don't apply to me, and she knows it. And that's a good thing, because I've now got her convinced about that. So,
I watched him when we were handling a situation, and he brought me back there, and we were with Bonnie and Andrea, whatever, Andy.
Andre.
And Andrea was like, you know, nobody has Bonnie's cell phone number. Like, nobody. She doesn't give it out. Within, like, 2 minutes, Chris had it. And he was using it the whole weekend. Every time I'd ask him a question, he was like, let me text Bonnie. Like,
No, I've had Bonnie's number, but I got Andrea's number. Nobody gets Andrea's number.
Okay, well, whatever way that went, but yeah.
But I'm one of the few people that have Bonnie's phone number, too.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, that's true. And it's so funny because, like, at the beginning of the event, I went back there and I was like, I need this, this, and this. And she's like, says who? And I'm like, says me. And she's like, I'm just going to give it to you anyway because you're going to find a way to get it anyway. So I'm just going to make it easy on you. Here you go. I was just like, yeah. I was like, I'm glad you're realizing the rules apply. But that's an intention that I've set. You know, that's a belief that I have created over many, many years of breaking the rules and being a rebel. So what I'm saying is I take all these notes and then I audio record them, and so then I go over the notes again and I fill in anything that I didn't have the time to write out, and I actually create a second version of those notes because what happens is I listen to it the second time, I have more and more insight, and I remember a lot of the things that I was thinking about at the time when I was listening to the training, and I'm able to get both of those down on paper and make my notes more thorough. And because I'm doing it for the second time, I really can remember it all. And this is one of the reasons why you guys can see me come on these Hangouts and I can just regurgitate stuff from, like, memory and start talking about teaching stuff and getting into stuff and not referring to any notes. Like, you hear, it's funny enough, like, you see Amy and Jordan, like, there's many times where they talk about, yeah, I've got some notes for the Hangout. I don't ever have notes for the Hangout. It's weird enough, but it's because, like, I normally have notes all the time for stuff from what I learned that when it comes time to actually teach, I don't create notes to teach. I usually create notes from what I learn. But that's how powerful it can be. I mean, it's the same thing like what David Wood did. He memorized his whole presentation, and then he just went up there and just went from memory. You know, and but if you see, I've had the pleasure of actually watching him take notes when he's learning something, and he notates like nobody I've ever seen. He does like mind mapping, where he'll do like a concept in the middle and he'll circle it, and then he'll draw a little line out somewhere and then draw like another little concept and draw that out, a little bunny trail there going to this one, and he'll do it again and do another concept and do the same thing. And so he does like this radiant mind mapping, and then at the same time he'll go to the left side of the notes of the paper, and then he'll actually do an outline that like coincides with the map, and it's like, whoa, you know, and like he like includes an element of why and how in the note taking of what he does. And then like he goes back and like thinks through this stuff and wow, process maps and everything. Like it's way cool. I actually understand his note taking, so I was doing one of them. One of the ways he does notes, I was actually reverse engineering what he was teaching on Sunday, and so it was kind of cool because I showed Amy some of this, and I was like, you know, as he's talking about each concept, I'm actually mapping it out and like drawing arrows down and showing like there's a formula to this. Like, you know, he goes in a sequence of like, here's the idea, what is this, what is it actually, you know, and how does it work, you know, and then there's a story, an example, how's that illustrated, and how do you actually apply this with an actionable thing and doing this. And how he taught each step, I kind of learned that that's how he teaches. And so I was able to actually reverse engineer the exact way he sets up his lesson plans. So it was really cool to see that, but now I'm going to finish these up, and then I'm going to send it back to him and say, was this how you outlined it? Just to see what he'd say. But it helps me remember all this stuff, and that's all the influence training we had. So a lot of that's going to be implemented into our team funnels and stuff that's coming up, the new stuff that's happening as we speak. So anyways, it's 11 o'clock, and I just want to throw it around the horn here and wrap it up. Just remember, guys, there's a 197 option in your back office to go there, get the $25, get the $100, and get the event ticket, and I think it's 20 DVDs, and I believe it's the event ticket as well, and 20 DVDs. It's a fast start kit. And for someone who's brand new, you may be listening tonight, haven't done it yet, just click that button below and start getting started inside there, and get your viral blog and get the rest of the stuff. Get that fast start kit and get set up, and you can start marketing and bringing people in right away with no setup, and they can just go on and sign up the next day right after watching the DVDs once you get it to them. So that's one. Two, our next level mastermind event, we're bringing top leaders and top recruiters into the event. Going to make this an awesome event that people are going to get more value out of than you pay for at a $15,000 seminar. I'm telling you this now. You guys know me. This is my intention. You guys are going to see stuff from me and from Amy and from others, from Jordan and from others, including Michelangelo, that you have not seen before. That's promise. So you want to get there. Find a way to get there. It's only $4,000. This is not hard. Believe in yourself. Realize that that's not hard. How bad do you want to get there? This is a chance for you. Think about the value. You know what the real value of something like this is? The value of how much money it makes you. And think about the fact that you could pay for what would make you 2 all-in bundle sales at the first 72 hours, just 2 of them, and how much money could a funnel created for you, completely targeted to your market, along with training on how to follow up and convert from Michelangelo, and your own bridge video, all that stuff set up, that can make you sales after sales after sales, and how much is that worth to you even in a year? Even in a year. That's the value of it. And that variable could be income disclaimer, results not typical, obviously, but that's whatever you believe you could possibly do and more. So is it worth it? Well, how serious are you about your business? We can't teach this way when it's not in an interactive one-on-one type format or in group format. You're going to get that at the next level mastermind. You're going to have the ability to have me or Amy or Jordan, even Michelangelo and Kayala and Paul be able to look at your stuff too and take a glance and go, maybe let me just offer this too as well. May help. Just another thing. That's going to be awesome. So what I'm telling you guys, step up, find the money. We're doing this thing for next to nothing. You're going to have dinner paid for you. We have lunches catered. We're doing all this stuff. I mean, this is like an experience, and you're not even paying a lot for it. And the value of it is insane. This is a no-brainer. You're never going to get something like this again. And the sure second ain't going to be this cheap next year. It's going to be probably double. Yes, I'm saying it now. So, and it's probably going to be more exclusive. So you want to get in now. Because we'll probably only offer tickets to those people who are here this year first. And if they don't sell out, then we'll open it up. On that note, I want to throw it on over to Amy. Or actually, real quick here, Sierra, you got any last quick thoughts here real quick? We don't have much time here, but just, something real quick here. Any last thoughts for the night?
Yeah, I'm getting to that next level mastermind training. If I have to sell my car, I don't care. I'm getting there.
Sweet.
Just saying.
Okay, so I didn't think you were crazy, but now I'm rethinking. No, I'm kidding. No, that's dedication. Well, I know you're taking your business seriously. So, like I said before, with you and where you're at and where you're heading, I support you in that too.
She's not crazy. She's smart.
I think both, a little bit of both.
Well, to be successful,
right.
you need to invest in your education. I mean, that's the bottom line. This is a career, right? And like, unless you already know everything about what it takes to be successful here, you need education. And there's certain places that you can get that. You can get it inside of our products, and you can get it at trainings like this, and you can get it at the events. And you know, you're somebody that just takes advantage of all of it. So I want to commend you for that, because that's what it takes. It is what it takes.
Yeah.
And personally, I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars traveling around the country to events before Empower Network came along, because that was the only option. There wasn't a back office full of stuff. Like, you had to go to a live event to actually get any kind of training. And, you know, not to mention this one's in your backyard. Like, you'd be silly to miss it.
Yeah.
You don't even need a car to get to that event.
I know. I'll take the bus. I'll hitchhike. Yeah, and is the hotel a separate expense, or is that included? Because I won't even need a hotel. So.
Yeah, it's a separate expense, but it's a discounted room block, you know, that we got.
Oh, right, right.
And it's sweet, and it has room service.
Oh God, that's such a nice hotel. That is
well, I figured if I sell my car, I'll get a 4-wheel drive so I can make it up to the mountains a little easier. Instead of having to use my e-brake to turn corners.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Upgrade.
Upgrade.
Might as well sell it anyway.
Next level.
But I'd rather sell a few all in, so I'm gonna go for that.
Well, you know, to be wildly successful, you got to be a little crazy anyway. So if you got a little crazy in there, it's okay. In fact, I recommend it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Sierra.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Pete.
Hey, okay, so last thought of the day. Now that I'm all psyched up again, it's 1 a.m. and I'm not going to sleep. My mantra that I really love and that I got from the event, put into new words, but I would rather die with integrity of fighting for my dreams than die with having the regret of quitting. I love that one. I stand by it for sure. That's it. I'm out.
That's awesome, man. Thank you. That's really true. That's something to think about for people who are pulling back and sitting on the fence, and saying to themselves, is this really real, or is this really possible, or, you know, what have I got to really lose, or, you know, how much could I possibly lose from this? And Pete just summed it up. Do you really want to live with regret? I know people that have been sitting around watching for 2.5 years wondering, should I do it? We don't exactly call them early adopters, but, you know, better late than never. And it's not like it's late now, but because things are really just ramping up. But honestly, seriously, we're really ramping up now. It's a good time to ride this wave. So, yeah, thanks, Pete. Appreciate it, brother.
Cool.
All right, Amy.
Yeah, I love what you just said too. Am I muted? I don't even know.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I love what you just said, Pete, too, because I'm a firm believer in playing full out, and for me, that's on a daily basis, so that when my head hits the pillow at night, I feel like I actually, you know, played full out, and I don't have to ever have any regrets. Because the thing is, we can dream big and we can set big goals, and even if we don't hit them, if we played full out, there's no regrets to be had, and we'll be a lot further along than we would be if we didn't dream big and set big goals for ourselves. And you know, one thing that I say all the time, it's actually like my signature in most of my emails, is life is what you make it. So, you know, what are you waiting for? So many people aren't happy with where they're at, but they don't want to take action, or, you know, they don't want to take the next step. Getting involved on our team is a $25 decision. And for some reason, it's such a big deal for some people to make that decision, where they'll go out and spend that at lunch or on half a tank of gas or whatever without thinking twice about it. But for a life-changing business opportunity to join our team, to see behind the curtain and get everything that comes along with that, That's the first step. It's, you know, a lot of people just won't even take that step. And then once, you know, a lot of people, once they do take that step, aren't willing to get out of their comfort zone and do what it takes to actually succeed here. And so I love, you know, I love what you just said, and that's one of my philosophies too. And even with, you know, what just happened, I love Sierra mentioned this too about doing whatever Dave Wood says because she trusts him. I feel that way too, and I'm way out of my comfort zone. I've been way out of my comfort zone since he hypnotized us like a couple of hangouts ago and said, go find MLM leaders. You know, I'm not saying he hypnotized us, but he really, like, you know, he has such conviction and he knows what he's doing and he's a visionary. And I got off that hangout and I stepped out of my comfort zone and started doing things I swore I'd never do again, and it started producing results. And again, that's part of my philosophy in life is, you know, like you don't grow in your comfort zone. And so when I saw an opportunity to take my business and my life to the next level, I latched onto that, and I'm still latching onto that, and I'm going to run with that. And this right now, the timing with what just happened at this event and with the amount of momentum that's going to be happening between now and the next event in October, 90 days from now, everybody has that opportunity to really seize the moment and play full out in your life and get out of your comfort zone and just, for once in your life, for the next 90 days, see what you can do, see what you're capable of. And there's really no excuses with this new tool. I don't care if you're not technical. I don't care if you can't figure out how to set up your Aweber. You don't need it anymore if you don't want it. Use this new tool. So now everybody has an opportunity to really change their life in the next 90 days. And again, like Chris mentioned, one of the things that's so, you know, awesome about this whole experience is that it's, you know, one of the reasons Dave Wood created it is to help people create their story, a really powerful success story in a short period of time. Because once you do that, and those of us that have done it all know that once that happens, it kind of snowballs and your business starts to grow. Like everyone knows who Chris Rushlow is. Do you think that might have something to do with why he has so many leaders on his team? Probably, you know. So if you can just take this opportunity to create a success story for yourself, just go out and do it. Just don't let anything get in your way. Do everything you can think of. Like Lawrence Tam said, be creative. Do it all. And when you show up in Orlando, you'll have no regrets, and you'll be a lot further along than you would have been if you didn't try. And who knows, maybe you'll be beyond your goals too. So, you know, if you haven't noticed, I'm very excited right now about everything that's happening. And, you know, that's the main thing that I wanted to bring to this hangout tonight, because I don't want anybody to take this lightly. And, you know, I know if you were at the event and you saw Dave Wood and you saw his eyes and his conviction about what's happening, it's not to be taken lightly. Not if you really want to have success. And we're here to support you. And, you know, we're here to do whatever you need to help you get to the next level. And we have everything in place. So yeah, I can ramble on all night, but you know, the bottom line is I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I hope you're going to take advantage of this amazing window of opportunity, window of time that we have, this amazing opportunity. Like Dave Wood says, the train is leaving. You know, the train is stopping to pick you up. Are you going to get on it? Are you going to run with us? If you want to run, we're going to run. Run with us, and let's do this. And we'll see you. Well, we'll see you soon, but we'll also see you in Orlando on stage. So, okay, I need to shut up now because I'm delirious and I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
We're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. So anyway, I
that.
love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow on our all-in call, our Masters call.
That's right. We'll see you then, and if not then, we'll see you on Tuesday at the next hangout, and be on the lookout for a special invite, and maybe Thursday that we have another training, something that I've been doing that's been working in the team here, and then also details about our upcoming event, Next Level Mastermind. So we'll see you then. All right, everyone, we love you. Have a good night. Take care. Be the change.
Bye.